Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone and call to order the Old Bridge Township July 15th, 2019 meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing for a moment of silence and for our prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As customary in this chamber, we stand for a moment to remember those who are protecting our freedoms, both here and abroad, for our first responders, for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, and this evening, Mayor.
Thank you, Council President. It's with a heavy heart I ask that we remain standing for a moment of silence for our two young victims who passed away a little over a week ago in a horrific, terrible automobile accident. I would ask for a moment of silence for Crystal Diaz and Sarah Aziz, and let them know that their family and friends are in our thoughts and our prayers.
Mr. Pescetti, our prayer.
Dear Lord, bless thy servants in the ministry of public affairs who serve thee in this chamber. Give us quiet minds and hearts that we may hear thy voice. Help us to know when to speak, when to be silent. Give us strength to oppose the wrong and uphold the right, and grant that we have a good conscience and soul at peace with thee and one another. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Thank you.
This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the newspaper, and notice of the meeting has been posted in public places.
Folks,
Next open
folks,
public
please.
meeting-
Can you please quiet down, folks, so we can conduct the meeting? Please, 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 folks, we're trying to conduct the meeting. You can go outside in the hallway if you need to talk. Thank you.
Next open public meeting of the council will be held on Monday, August 5th, 2019, at 7:30 p.m. Mrs. Brown? Here. Mr. Cahill?
Here.
Dr. Greenberg?
Here.
Mr. Merwin?
Present.
Mr. Murphy? Here. Mr. Pescetti?
Here.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
She's not here.
President Soha?
Here.
8 present.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This evening, it's so nice to see everyone here on such a nice occasion, and I will now turn it over to the mayor for his proclamations and certificates.
Thank you, Council. Good evening, everyone. We need a bigger council chambers, it looks like, with all these great achievements here in town. We have a couple of presentations tonight. We're going to start with our Camp Robin athletes, right over here to my left. Let's give them a round of applause. I've lost count as many times as they've been here receiving awards. It says everything about Camp Robin, the program that we have here in Old Bridge, how proud we are of it. And we really thank the people that run and organize it and run these programs and give these individuals the opportunity to be competitive athletes. So thank you. Matt is going to join me here tonight. At this time, I'd like to call Carol Ann Vasello to please come up, coach. And Richard Antonazzi. I saw you in the library today. Is Rich here?
Yes, I'm Rich. Rich Antonazzi.
To do track first, Rich, you want to say a few words for what we competed in, what we're doing? We're going to do the track first?
Carol Ann.
Go ahead, Carol.
Hi, I'm Carol Ann Vasallo, and I am one of the head coaches for the track team in Old Bridge. This is our 5th year that we participated in the summer games. We definitely could not do this without the support of this township. Mayor Henry has been a huge part of our support network. Pete Perro, director of Camp Robin, and Barbara Anderson, who had moved, but she does special projects for special children, which help us out with a lot of the funding that we need to get a bus and uniforms to go up to the summer games. We also had a lot of volunteers that helped us this year. Some were involved with coaching, some just came to chaperone at the summer games. So we'd like to recognize them as well as the athletes. We had 15 athletes on the team, and 12 of them participated in the summer games in June. So. So first is the assistant coach, Rodney Shoham.
Thank you so much.
Another assistant coach was Joe Puccio. And Chris Malat. And I don't think either of them are here tonight. Chaperone, Annette Antonazzi. And a volunteer, Emma Sharkey, which I don't think is here. All right, now our athletes. First one, Yamaj came gold.
Good job.
We also have Tommy. Anthony Downey was on the track team. He did not participate in the summer games, but, you know, we love to just recognize anybody who participated in this event. Same thing with Nicholas Grant. And this guy did participate in the summer games, Sal Lupino. All right. The next one is Matthew Kirkkenny. He is not here tonight. What do you think? Dylan Madrid, I did not see him. He also has been on our track team. Christopher Marquez. Can you see Christopher? No. You would think with all these people that somebody's here. Myvie. She's here. Congratulations.
Good job. Again.
Joey Pilchuk. Do we see Joey today? No. Stephanie Puccio. Dennis. I did see him.
Good job, man. Congratulations.
Nick Ruley. Is Nick here? No. Vanessa.
That's it, sir. You're good.
And Bobby is not here, but again, oh, you are Bobby. Come on.
Bobby's here?
Bobby's here.
Bobby big.
Yay. Bobby.
Bobby. Good to see you. Great job. Thank you.
All right. And another person I would like to thank, who would be coming up next, is Karen Lewicki. She not only helped me and Rich get this started, but she's now become our area director for Special Olympics of New Jersey, and she's been just a huge help in everything. And although she retired from our school system, I know where to find her, and I'm just wishing her the best of luck and everything. So, Karen.
Thank you. Okay, Karen, please join us. And also John Rosalie. Thanks, guys. Want to say a few words? Please accomplish, Karen. Thank you. How are you doing? How's your time? Huh?
I don't know. I haven't been free yet.
You're not free yet? Okay. Please.
Hi, guys. I'm Karen Lewicki, for those of you who don't know me. Tonight is a little extra special for me because not only am I recognizing my athletes, but I'm recognizing my extended athletes, so it's very awesome for me to be here. So not only am I honoring swimmers and track people, but to be here for the volleyball team is just like a perfect ending to a great career. As Carol Ann said, it takes a lot for our programs to get going, and we are 100% run by volunteers, and we cannot do it without our volunteers and without our parents, and John and I and the rest of our coaches could not do it without our families behind us as well, so we have to give our families a huge thank you as well.
Well said.
And even though the rest of the family is totally involved with track, and he thinks he might cross over, but he's not leaving swimming, I'd like to thank Dan Antonazzi. You're never leaving us.
I guess not. Thank you.
I did it in public. And Matt Long came aboard too. He really wasn't sure what to do with swimming, but he stepped up and he was a great help.
Thank you, Matt.
And one of our coaches who actually got here on time thanks to his new bride, I'd like to thank C.J. Parker.
I know.
And we have 33 swimmers this year. They are all not here, so we are only going to recognize the athletes that are here in lieu of time. So our first swimmer is Lexi. And Rosemary. Alex.
Good going, Alex. Good job. Thank you. No joke.
No joke yet. No joke yet. Paige.
Hey, congratulations. Thank you.
Victoria. Michael Air.
Here we go. There's our Olympian.
Robbie. Tyler. Scotty.
Here's Scott.
Oh, thank you, sir. Last year, we lost 2 wonderful coaches to a family move, and this year we're going to be relocating a great athlete, and we are going to be saying goodbye to this athlete because he's going to be moving on out of state with his family. So I'd like to call Kyle Adams.
Congratulations, Kyle.
I'm moving to Michigan.
Michigan, well, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. We're all good.
Is everybody? Matt? Okay, switching gears a little bit now, we're going to go to our volleyball team, second year in a row, state champions. To Pete. Great job. At this time, I would ask head coach, Old Bridge High School Balls volleyball team to please step forward. Andrew Hopman. He received. Andrew. Coach Hopman has received the New Jersey 2019 Coach of the Year, Greater Middlesex County Conference Coach of the Year, and the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association State Championship Team. Coach? Want to say a few words?
Sure.
Please, go ahead.
Wow, that was a heck of an introduction. Excuse me, I got a little emotional when the town council stood up. But I'd like to congratulate the Camp Robin swim team and track team. As a teacher also at the Old Bridge High School, I'd like to see some of my students and let you all know we're very proud of you. Thank you. Okay. Mrs. Lewicki was a big part of the boys volleyball team. She wears so many hats. I don't know how she does all she does, but we're going to miss her very much as well. Okay, so we're going to introduce. Okay. Yes. So, the boys and I, we're blessed by some great assistant coaches that really helped us, achieve our goal again this year. We want to recognize them first. Coach Thomas Buwani.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
He couldn't make it tonight, but we'll still recognize him. Coach Dan Walsh. Okay. A returning player who came back to coach, and his brother was on the team as well. Okay. Aiden Albrecht. Nope, I guess not. He's 6'8". You can't miss him. Okay, we move on to the players. Logan Albrecht.
Congratulations, Logan.
Michael Array. Fantastic, thank you. Josh Blatt.
Congratulations, Josh. Great job.
Phillips Isaac.
Great job, Phillips. Congratulations.
Zach Cousineer. Bermuda businessman. Jonathan Guzman.
Congratulations, Jonathan. Great job.
Aaron LaPlaca.
Great job, Aaron. Great.
Devin Mullins. Rob Opdyke.
Great job, Rob.
Thank you.
Jonathan Ortega. I don't see Jonathan. Robert Pulaski.
How's it going there, Eagle Scout? Great job. Just a side note, Robert just made his Eagle Scout also, so we're very proud about it.
Nicholas Sean.
Great job, Nick. Congratulations.
So the last couple are special, where they were recognized by NewJersey.com and the Star Ledger. Justin Toohey, first team All-State.
All right. What an accomplishment, Justin. Great job. What an accomplishment.
Also, first team All-State, Josh DeWitt.
Outstanding, Josh. Outstanding.
Okay. first team All-State, but also recognized as the best player in the state, New Jersey State Player of the Year, Andrew Zalek.
Outstanding. Very good. Outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you, congratulations. Yep, congratulations. Yes. Yeah. Congratulations to all the athletes. And we're so proud. Old Bridge is always so proud of all our students, our children. And thank you all for coming tonight, and hopefully you're going to have a great summer. We're going to take a couple of minute break. This way, if you'd like to leave, we'll let you go and enjoy this nice summer night, okay? Thank you.
Alex has a presentation?
2 minutes, it's like a blur. Yeah, I think he's nervous. I know. Oh, and
Does he need an interpreter?
she's got to present us. We're next.
How are you? You look good.
Good night. Good night. Thank you.
Good job. Good luck, buddy.
Ooh, Stella, my earring is by your foot. It flew.
Have a good time and be safe in Mexico, okay? You have to be safe.
I did some. Yeah, it flew off, and it flew off. I was just afraid it's little if we step on it. Thank you. I wanted to do summer. I just was, like in the summer it's easy,
I'm nervous. I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Oh, that I don't know.
If every officer, do you want to come up and meet everybody?
Yeah, I would think so, right? I mean,
What are you doing? You're doing the swear.
I know I didn't do one time.
You're doing
People
this.
got a bug in your ears.
What are you doing first? The police are doing first, right? The officers or the swearing in? Which ones are you for first? Swearing in?
Yeah, we're going to start with the
Swear them
count.
in. Okay.
I gotta wait a minute. Adina had to go to the ladies' room. Dina had to go to the restroom.
Oh. Okay. When they come back,
She went to the ladies' room. She'll be back in 1 minute.
Yeah, so record all that, yeah, just to make sure. And then you can just leave it on. Oh, sorry.
We have gotten grant money for cultural arts to do a pop-up gallery. He formed a 501c3. His exhibition is going into that gallery Friday afternoon, and it has to do with. So I said to him, come up, just let people out there know what's going on, because it's a very, and he was a little nervous about it. But I said, it'll be fine, so everything will be good. I got you your sugar fixed, John.
How's everything? Yeah, good. Yeah, no, it was really nice. Nice and relaxing.
All right.
5, and then they're going to introduce the cops that have already been sworn in.
Oh, there's others that have already...
Yeah,
Oh, and
there's
I'm
5
just
more.
letting
Yeah, they
them come
started
in
at the
and
beginning
sit.
of the year. Yeah. I think there's 5, yeah.
So he's going to just give us a 2-minute thing and let everybody know about it. I think it is something important, and he's very proud, and he should be. So hopefully, hurry up, Adina
Who
now.
are these people?
Oh, they're all for the police officers. There's ones that are new and ones that are getting promoted.
Oh, no, I realize that.
No.
She's not getting promoted in the shorts. She's not coming.
Oh, I don't. I'd like to call the meeting back to order, please. If everyone could kindly either have a seat, or if you remain standing, just can you bear with me here and give us a little moment to get a little more reorganization here in the meeting, okay? So,
Ladies and gentlemen, please, we'd like to continue the meeting. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, if you
Okay.
need to speak, go outside. Thank you.
all right, thank you very much. We'd like to continue on tonight with the meeting. We do have a very a small presentation tonight by one of our own employees, Alex, and he's here this evening to tell us a little bit about what he's doing with his new 501c3.
Thank you. Thank you, Council President, Mr. Mayor, fellow citizens of Township of Aldrich. My name is Alexey Yevtukhovich. I'm an employee of Township of Aldrich for almost 20 years, and I'm assigned to Police Department as the IT person. At the same time, I'm participating in multiple projects with the Cultural Arts Committee of Aldrich. And I would like to make a very short announcement about the new project and the new non-profit organization called Collegium Musicum, which translated as the Music Society. There's the new cultural organization, 501c3 non-profit public charity organization, which will work on the doing the musical and cultural and artistic presentation in Township of Aldrich and across the state of New Jersey. Our very first project, which was sponsored by the, which was actually supported, financially supported by the grant of the Middlesex County Arts Council. Our very first project called Voices from the Holocaust Artists of Terezin. This project dedicated to the memory of the victims of the Jewish ghetto concentration camp in Theresienstadt, or Terezin from Czech, which was approximately 35 miles north from Prague. And our project will tell the story about this unique and less known story of the Holocaust, where victims and the prisoners of this concentration camp were doing unprecedented in the history cultural activities from within the concentration camp. Our project will start from the presentation of the exhibition dedicated to the children's opera Brundibar, which was on stage of the concentration camp between 1942 and 44. So we will have this exhibition, and we will continue with a series of the lectures and the concert and exhibitions dedicated to the Terezin and this story. So we will start this weekend, Friday through Sunday, at the shops of Aldrich. So we're going to have our opening at the 5 p.m. through 8 p.m. on Friday, and then Saturday 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and the Sunday 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Shops at Aldrich. And I would like to say thank you to the Aldrich Cultural Arts Committee, the owners of the shops of Aldrich, for actually donating the space of one of the stores to do this event. And I would like to invite all of you to visit this exhibition and follow us and the Cultural Arts Committee Facebook page, and look for our further actions. And please come in. This event is free and open for public, so I would like to see all of you there so you can learn something what's really not known to general public. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. Mayor Henry?
Again, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Tonight, I have the honor and privilege of making 5 promotions within the Old Bridge Police Department and also introducing a number of new officers that were recently hired. They've been sworn in, but tonight they will make their first appearance before the council. It is my honor tonight, along with Chief Volkert, to stand before you and promote this group of dedicated officers of the Old Bridge Police Department. Each one of these officers has committed to serving the public and providing the safety to the community to ensure the better quality of life. Along with the promotion of officers, as I said, I am especially grateful to the department's new officers that I will be introducing to you tonight. These officers are beginning their career in law enforcement and are equally committed to the future of our town. And now I would my distinct honor to begin the ceremony. At this time, I would ask Pete LaPresti to please join us. Pete, who do you want to bring up? Pete LaPresti was administered the oath of office with the Old Bridge Police Department on October 5th, 1993. He graduated from the Middlesex County Police Academy 60th Basic Course for Old Bridge for Police Officers in May of 1994. Upon graduating from the Police Academy, he was assigned to the department's Patrol Bureau. In 1996, Pete was transferred to the Detective Bureau, where he was assigned to the Narcotics Bureau. During his time with the Narcotics Bureau, he served as a supervisor for 8 years. In 1999 and in 2003, Pete was the recipient of the Narcotics Officer of the Year Award from the state of New Jersey. Pete has been assigned to various outside agencies during his career. He has served with the United States Department of Justice Drug Enforcement Agency, the United States Secret Service, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the New Jersey State Police Calico Unit, also known as the Drug Trafficking Unit, and the Middlesex County Prosecutors Task Force. Pete also served as an instructor for the New Jersey Attorney General's Top Gun program for 10 years. In his role as an instructor, he trained undercover officers throughout the state. He also served as a delegate for PBA 127 Union and a treasurer for the FOP Union. Pete is a veteran of the United States Navy. He has received many commendations and acknowledgments from the department as well as the Republic. He has served as lieutenant and bureau commander with Detective Bureau for 1 year. And tonight it is my pleasure to promote Pete LaPresti to the rank of captain within the Old Bridge Police Department. Joining him tonight and celebrating his promotion is his wife, Laura, and I see some other people here, too. What's your name?
Caden.
And Caden is here also. Congratulations, Pete.
And your name.
I, Pete LaPresti,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments
to the same and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office
all the duties of the office
of captain, according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Ronald Nitto, please join us. On December 29, 1994, Ron Nitto's law enforcement career began with the Old Bridge Police Department. Ron holds an associate's degree in criminal justice from Middlesex County College and continued his education while attending New Jersey City University. Ron served with the Patrol Division until November 2006, when he was transferred to the Detective Bureau. Upon being promoted to the rank of sergeant on October 28, 2011, Ron returned to the Patrol Division. Throughout his 24-year career with the department, Ron has received numerous letters of commendation. And the department's Unit Citation Award has been honored by the Middlesex County 200 Club, as well as receiving many letters of appreciation from outside agencies and our residents, commending his actions in providing assistance to the public safety of our community. Ron has been an integral part of the PBA 127 as its president and later as its state delegate. Currently, Ron serves as the president of the Superior Officers Association. On March 26, 2019, he was appointed as acting lieutenant. Ron has lived in Old Bridge since the age of 5 and remains a resident of our community, along with his wife. Danielle. I made you wait, right? Who, along with family and friends, is proud to be here tonight to celebrate his promotion. It is my honor to promote Acting Lieutenant Ronald Nitto to the rank of lieutenant within the Old Bridge Police Department.
I, in your name,
I, Ronald Nitto,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution for the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the governments
to the governments
of the United States and in this state,
of the United States and in this state,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments,
to the same and to the
in
governments
the United States and in this state,
in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly
all
perform
the duties of the office of lieutenant
all the duties of the office of lieutenant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
I would ask Thomas Gant to please join us.
Get a few people around 15.
Just a couple.
You ready?
Sure.
In May of 1991, Thomas Gant took the oath of office and joined the Old Bridge Police Department, where he was assigned to the Patrol Division. Prior to coming to Old Bridge, Tom was employed as a police officer with the Conrail Police Department. On September 2001, Tom was assigned as a school resource officer, and in February 2001, he served under Special Operations Bureau. In November 2011, he was assigned to the Traffic and Safety Bureau and promoted to the rank of sergeant on January 27, 2012. With his promotion this evening, Tom will return to Patrol Bureau as a lieutenant. During his 28 years of his commitment to public safety in Old Bridge, Tom has been the recipient of the Department Citation Award and the State of New Jersey General Assembly citation. In addition, he has received letters of commendation along with countless letters of appreciation from outside agencies and residents, all of which commend his dedication and commitment to the public safety of our community. Tom's wife Tara and his children Kelly and Caddy, Thomas, Aaron, and Sean are here with us tonight to commemorate the special occasion. So now I am proud to promote Thomas Gant to the rank of lieutenant. Well deserved.
I,
I,
Thomas Gant,
Thomas Gant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United
to support
States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New
and
Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments
to the same and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
justly perform
all the duties of the office
all the duties of the office
of lieutenant
of lieutenant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Robert Kurzlowski, please join us. Robert Kurzlowski took the oath of office on December 30th, 1997. Bob was employed as a state of New Jersey corrections officer before becoming an officer with the Old Bridge Police Department. In October 2001, Bob was assigned as a school resource officer. Throughout the years he served as a school resource officer, the students and staff came to know him as Officer K. He provided security for the school and guidance and counseling for the students. Bob also coordinated the Juvenile Station House Adjustment Program with the YMCA. Bob serves as an instructor with the department's Youth Academy and Citizens Police Academy. On September 6, 2011, Bob was assigned as a detective and continued his position as a school resource officer. He has received many letters of appreciation from the students and residents of our community in gratitude for his assistance. On March 26, 2019, Bob was appointed acting sergeant. Joining Bob for his proud moment are his wife, Patty, his son, Robert Jr., daughter, Amanda, and at this time, it is my privilege to promote Robert Kurzlowski to the rank of sergeant.
I, in your name,
I, Robert Kurzlowski,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution for the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments
to the same and the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office
all the duties of the office
of sergeant,
of sergeant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Michael Krasinski, please join us. Come a little closer. Get into the, let everybody see who's getting promoted. You ready? Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. On January 26, 2004, Michael Krasinski took the oath of office to become a police officer with the Old Bridge Police Department. It is no surprise that Mike has followed the path of a family background into law enforcement. His father, brother, and father-in-law are all retired public safety as a detective, lieutenant, and captain respectively. Prior to being sworn in with the department, Mike was an officer with the Piscataway Township Police Department. Mike holds a Bachelor of Science degree from the College of New Jersey, where he graduated with honors. From the onset of his career, Mike has been recognized for his many achievements. The International Association of Chiefs of Police has certified him as a drug recognition expert. He's a certified fatal accident investigator, a field training officer, and also certified as a 911 emergency medical dispatcher. Mike has been an executive board member on the Police Benevolent Association Local 127 for the past 8 years and served as its president for the past 3 years. Mike's dedication and commitment to public safety has led the way for him to receive numerous commendations and awards, including the department's Unit Citation Award and the State of New Jersey General Assembly citation. He has received many letters of appreciation from outside agencies and the community commending his assistance during their time of need. Celebrating Mike's promotion with him tonight are his wife Allison, his daughters Riley and Ava. It is my honor at this time to promote Michael Krudzinski to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I, in your name,
I, Michael Krasinski,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution for the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the, allegiance, to the same and to the governments
to the same and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office
all of the duties of the office
of sergeant, according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Come on up, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've recently put on 5 additional officers. I'd like to introduce them for the first time in public. Well, not in public, but they. We were waiting for some to get out of the academy. We get them all together. We are missing one. Zachary Pidius is not attending. He is at National Guard training.
Right.
So he's also continues to serve our state and our country as a police officer. I'll read a little bit about Zach. He's 24 years old, is a graduate of the Morris County Public Safety Training Academy. Zachary was sworn into the Old Bridge Township Police Department when he took the oath of office on December 19th, 2018. He holds an associate's degree in political science from Brookdale Community College. Zachary is serving as a United States Marine Corps reservist and has received numerous medals and ribbons, including the National Defense Medal, the Selected Marine Corps Reserve Medal, Squadron Marine of the Quarter, Meritorious Selection, and promotion to Corporal. He has also served as a Master at Arms. Zach would not be here tonight, and he is currently on a military assignment. So please, a round of applause for Zach. Let him know we all appreciate the effort. Jake? Jake, where's Jake? Step forward, Jake. These officers have all been sworn in, so tonight is just an introductory. Jake Canello, 26 years old, became an Old Bridge Township police officer on December 19th, 2018. Jack completed his police training at the Cape May Police Academy. He holds an associate's degree in criminal justice from Brookdale Community College. Prior to becoming an Old Bridge police officer, Jake served as a corrections officer with the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office. At this time, I'd like to introduce you, Officer Jake Canello. Daniel? Nice guns, yeah. could be the mayor's bodyguard. Daniel Greco, 23 years old, was sworn in as an Old Bridge police officer on December 24th, 2018. He recently completed his police training at the Cape May Police Academy. Daniel holds an Associate of Arts degree from the Central Texas College. Daniel was honorably discharged from the United States Marine Corps, where he served as a military police officer. While serving, Daniel received the National Defense Service Medal and Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, as well as the Sea Service Deployment Ribbon. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce to you Officer Daniel Greco. And thank you for your service. Daniel. Riker? Brian Riker. Brian Riker is 28 years old, became a member of the Old Bridge Police Department on February 4th, 2019. He received his training at the Monmouth County Police Academy. Brian holds a bachelor's degree in accounting from LaSalle University. I am pleased to introduce you, our newest member of the Old Bridge Police Department, Officer Brian Riker. Mark DeMayo. Mark DeMayo, 27 years old, began his career as an Old Bridge officer, as an officer with the Old Bridge Police Department when he took the oath of office on December 19th, 2018. On May 2018, Mark graduated from the Morris County Public Safety Training Academy. Currently, Mark is in the process of obtaining an associate's degree in criminal justice. Mark has served with the United States Navy from 2013 to 2017. While in the Navy, he attained the status of patrol supervisor and field training officer, as well as Master at Arms. During his service, he received the National Defense Service Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, as well as the Navy and Marine Corps Overseas Service Ribbon, Navy Expert Rifle Ribbon, and a Navy Expert Pistol Ribbon. It is my pleasure to introduce you Officer Mark DeMayo. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank Chief and everyone involved in the recruitment process of getting these officers. We will be back before this council within the next few months with another group of individuals that we will be bringing on as we're going through this process again now. In fact, the interviews are scheduled. So at this time, I'm going to bring the recruits up to introduce them to the council, and then we will return, and then we'll get this meeting started. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
How are you? Haven't seen you in a while.
Missed you.
To your point, my day started at 2:30 Stratford.
Yeah, but
Please,
you're
I
like
can make myself
5
sound
foot
really
tall.
good.
Watch your back.
Here. Sorry. Talk about resumes, Kyle.
Congratulations. Be safe. Need a great be safe. Congratulations. Congratulations. Be safe. For Alex. So, Alex, congratulations.
How are you?
Now who goes to this meeting?
I don't think we have to be here for that. I don't think Pop has to be here either. No, I think they said the new recruits.
I want to congratulate Tom.
Who's doing the bill list, you?
Yes, ma'am. All right, cut left.
The world's gone nuts, you know that?
What's that?
The world's gone nuts.
Yeah, you
It
think?
is bad.
Oh, why? Are we ready, Mayor? Okay. Are we ready, Mayor? Are we ready? You ready? No. Are you all set? Okay. Okay. If everyone would please. Thank you for everyone for coming. Congratulations to the officers, the new officers, and for those who were promoted, well-deserved. And congratulations to the families. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Okay, now Stella's not here. Yeah, okay. All right.
Roll call?
Okay, the first thing we're going to be doing now, going into the body of the meeting, is going to be the approval of minutes of previous meetings, combined meeting, April 8th, 2019. Do what?
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Rizzoli, and may we have a roll call?
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Member Cahill?
Yes.
Councilmember Greenberg? Yes. Councilmember Merwin?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Tatsky?
Yes.
Councilmember Roselli?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Absent?
Council President Sora?
Yes.
It has successfully been approved.
Okay, thank you. Next will be the approval of the bill list. Dr. Greenberg?
Accounts payable, excuse me. Accounts payable of July 15, 2019, $11,092,008.36.
Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Rizzoli, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Councilmember Cahill?
Yes.
Councilmember Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilmember Merwin?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Tatsky?
Yes.
Councilmember Zoli?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker is absent.
Yes.
And Council President.
Yes.
The bills have been approved.
Okay.
Payroll overtime for July 5th, 2019, $41,327.57.
Do I have a motion? Okay, moved by Mr. Rizzoli, second by Mr. Murphy, and may we have a breakout? Kyle?
Yes, this represents no significant change in the overtime for this pay period. For the sworn officers, the total overtime for this pay period is $31,264.14. No grant deductions. Deduct for ETO, $12,611.23. The net overtime is $18,652.91, representing 519 and a half man and woman hours. That concludes the report.
Thank you very much.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Fisketti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Sohar?
Yes.
8 yes.
Does that conclude the bill list? Okay, thank you, Dr. Greenberg Belli. Next will be public hearing and ordinances for second reading, H1. It's release reduction performance guarantee, Michael Stasi, Red Shore Village, residential block 24000, lot 39, application number 95-067. Attorney Z, I'm sorry, number 95606Z. Attorney requests postponement, Stella?
Yes.
Okay, postponement until August 5th, 2019 meeting with no renotice.
Madam Chairperson,
Yes, Mr. Merwin.
does anybody know when the last time the residents were notified in that neighborhood? I know this has been carried a couple of times.
May I?
Yeah.
They were noticed for this meeting, actually.
They were noticed for this
Yes,
meeting?
they were
Okay.
noticed for this meeting.
All right, very
Yes.
good. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Mr. Murphy?
Can we find out why it was postponed or whatever?
Yep. Yes, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Council President. My name is Peter Klauser. I'm an attorney. Is this on? I'm an attorney with the firm Heilbrunn Pape. We represent the applicant. This is actually the third time that we've noticed for this hearing. The first time that I noticed, something happened at the post office, and we have all our receipts, but the residents did not get the letters. We knew that. So the applicant voluntarily carried the hearing to do a renotice, because that's what made sense. So then I noticed the second time. And then when we were going to our hearing for the second time, we had a little bit of a transition. Our engineer went out. So we carried it so that I could get together with Pindar and figure where we're at. And then that's when we renoticed for this hearing, because your provisions require us to renotice 20 days in advance of the hearing. So I have to notice very quickly. So I just noticed for this hearing, then got together with Pindar. We have two outstanding items we want to finish. One is a well, which is installed. The other is some topographical stuff around the driveways. Just couldn't get that done for tonight. So with the three notices, I thought I could come and fairly ask in front of this board, council, if we could just carry it to the 5th without any more notice.
Okay, I have no problem with that. Just keep on it, okay?
Yeah,
Thank you very
absolutely.
much.
Is there anyone here have any other comment or question for the attorney or for the engineer for Pindar? Okay. Anyone from the public wish to be heard on this? Seeing no hands, I will close the public portion.
Have a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Mr. Pasquetti, second by Mr. Rizzoli.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Fisketti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Sohar?
Yes.
8 yes.
Okay, thank you very
Just
much. Have a good evening.
Council President, just a technicality. The session, the hearing is not closed. We're carrying it. It's been opened. We'll carry it to the August 5th meeting. And if anybody shows up from the public again, they'll have the opportunity to address council. So it's not closed. We're just adjourning it for tonight, carrying it to August 5th with no notice necessary.
Yes,
All
absolutely.
right?
Thank you for making that clear to everyone. Thank you very much. You too. Ordinances for second reading. Ordinance number 1, number 2019-10, an ordinance authorizing a traffic signal at the intersection of Texas Road, County Road 520, and Murray Drive.
Move it.
Second.
I'll open it to the public. Is there anyone in the public that wishes to be heard on this? Seeing no hands, I will close the public portion.
Okay. motion from
Motion.
Dr. Greenberg.
Yep.
And second from Mr. Rizzoli.
Mr. Rizzoli, correct.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
And Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscatty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Soha?
Yes.
8 yes.
Ordinance number 2, number 2019-11, an ordinance authorizing a traffic signal at the intersection of Texas Road, County Road 520, and McLean Street.
Move it.
Have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Second? Second. Okay. Dr. Greenberg seconded. All right, I will open it to the public. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard on this item? Come forward, please. Thank you. Good evening. If you could just introduce yourself, please.
Charles Brightweiser, Brynwood Gardens. I'd just like to know where I could see the traffic study that was done to justify the use of these lights. This is my question for all the resolutions, for all 3 lights.
Okay.
Where can I see this?
Engineering.
1 minute, everybody.
It was part of the application, wasn't it?
Department?
Yeah.
They would have it? There's no website there or anything like that? I have to actually go there? Okay, are you the man I would see?
Yes.
What's your name? Bindasamal. Charles Brightweiser. You can expect to see me tomorrow. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the public who wishes to be heard on that item? Seeing no hands, I will close the public portion.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscatty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Soha?
Yes.
8 yes.
Ordinance number 3, 2019-12, an ordinance authorizing a traffic signal at the intersection of Texas Road, County Road 520, and Woodhaven Boulevard.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Rizzoli. I will now open it to the public. Anyone wish to be heard on this item? Seeing no hands, I will close the public portion.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg? Yes. Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscatty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Soha?
Yes.
8 yes.
Ordinance number 4, number 2019-13, an ordinance authorizing a traffic signal at the intersection of Texas Road, County Road 520, and Marlborough Road.
Move it.
Moved by Mr. Murphy, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli. I will open it to the public, if anyone in the public wishes to be heard. Good evening.
Good evening, Mary. My name is Nina Jocknowitz, West Greystone Road, Old Bridge. I'm actually not speaking against the lights. I am actually speaking to the fact that turtles cross Texas Road every year, and I'm delivered several of them injured every year. It would be really lovely if you could consider changing the road on the side so that the turtles don't climb up, cross over, look for another girlfriend or boyfriend, and get crushed. That's it.
Okay.
It'd be a nice thought.
Thank you very much.
Close the public portion.
Yes, I'm going to close the public portion. I see no other hands.
Okay. Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
And Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscatty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Soha?
Yes.
8 yes.
Preliminary public comments to council, subject to the following conditions and restrictions. During the preliminary public portion of the meeting, any person may address the Township Council on any subject matters for a maximum period of 5 minutes. Any such person desiring to speak during the preliminary public portion shall first sign a list maintained by the Township Clerk for such purpose. Comments during the preliminary public comment portion of the meeting shall not encompass second reading ordinances or any other matter for which comment or a public hearing is to occur at the meeting.
Josh Goldberg.
Good evening.
My comments are directed to the council in general. Not everyone on the council needs to hear this, but some do, and some more than others.
Sir, can you just state your name and address for the record? That's
Joshua
all.
Goldberg, Ellers Lane. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I found a document on the town website called Our Common Board Township Council Mission Statement. Anyone needs the reminder, I'd consider it a job description. We treat each other with respect and dignity, valuing individual and cultural differences. Recognizing that exceptional quality begins with people, we give employees the authority to use their capabilities to the fullest to satisfy our residents, our people. We truly care for our residents, our people. We build enduring relationships by understanding and anticipating our residents' needs and by serving them better each time than the time before. Old Bridge residents can count on us to consistently deliver superior services at the least possible cost. We strive to be the best at everything we do. We are committed to continuous improvement of governance services through our endless pursuit of searching for new ways to run government more efficiently and effectively. We are honest and ethical in all our business dealings, starting with how we trust each other. We keep our promises and admit our mistakes. Our personal conduct ensures that Old Bridge's name is always worthy of trust. We believe that innovation is the engine that will keep us vital and growing. Our culture embraces creativity, seeks different perspectives, and pursues new opportunities. Regardless of level or position, we are committed to excellence in everything we do. We freely join with colleagues across public and private sector boundaries to advance the interests of our residents, our people. Our governance goal is citizenship satisfaction, citizenship with a lowercase c in case anyone's looking for a loophole. In the pursuit of quality services and economic return on taxpayer investments. By living these values, Old Bridge governance aspires to set a standard of excellence that will reward our residents, our people, our employees. We, the governance of Old Bridge, choose to adopt and enthusiastically live our common bond. April 1996, for those who need the reminder. My further comments are directed more to Councilman Rizzoli and recent press releases where he uses language that can only be described as racially charged, to be polite. He specifically names the Civil War, uses phrases like identity politics and tactical agenda of socialists and collective guilt. Let's see. Identity politics was created to charm and manipulate an unwitting community of people into dependency, he says. Public safety is our priority, not identity politics. I mean, unless your identity is the favored one, I assume, Councilman. You complain about identity politics, but you seem to be downright obsessed with people's identity. If you agree with something, it's legal. If you disagree, you declare it illegal, even if it's on the books as a law. You have the right to disagree, to not like, to challenge, to work to change. But just, someone says something, that's against the law, that's illegal. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Again, the language in these last two press releases is careless to say the least. That's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Dennis or Denise, and I'm sorry, I can't read the last name, M-E-D, that's all I have. Metis?
Hillcrest Avenue? Hillcrest.
Yeah, but I can't say that. No, Denise? Dennis or Denise?
Is there an address on there?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Hillcrest. this was
Hillcrest
it.
Avenue?
Hillcrest Avenue.
Good evening.
Good evening. If you can just give us your name and for the
Dennis
record.
Medwick, 222 Hillcrest Avenue.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, so if you want to sit, you could sit if you like,
No,
whatever
no,
you
no, that's
prefer.
okay.
Okay.
I don't know how to start this. Obviously, you know, I'm going to ask about the cats. And I just wanted to know if any discussions the council's had about it, possibly. I know even the mayor said the first, you know, meeting, not the mayor, I
Business.
believe Ms. Brown said there would be like some kind of discussion about, you know, about the ordinance and everything. And I was just curious as to the last meeting, if there's any updates or anything's going on. I did notice, I mean, I'm a honest guy, I did notice that some cats did disappear. Okay, I will tell you that. But the cats that are there, we're still having the same problem with. Cats are pregnant, same cats. There's kittens that are growing up, they're not homed. I mean, obviously, you know, a kitten's cute, it could be adopted. You know, let's be real. You know what I mean? I mean, kittens are cute, you know. But obviously that one is going to have problems getting adopted because it's getting older, it's getting big. I could see it, you know. Unfortunately, it's peeing on my house. I got videos of it. But I would just like to know the council, you know, like what's going on. Maybe if, you know, anyone discussed anything. There was actually an organization that called me, the Alley Cat Ally or something like that. They said they spoke to Dr. Greenberg. And I just want to make it known, like, we don't hate the animals, you know what I mean? It's not their fault that they're all over the place. You know, unfortunately, they're all over my place, which is why I'm here. I mean, yeah, I mean, let's be real. I mean, come on, we're people, you know what I mean? And, you know, I would just like to hear something, you know, maybe, like I said, again, repeating myself, if there's anything that's happened or going on. Obviously, I don't agree with the ordinance. You know, I did look and reach out to other health officials. Obviously, I'm going to look for information to get educated on it. You know, I know my neighbor made some comments, and this isn't a bashing thing. I don't want to, how do I say this? I want to make it clear, too, this wasn't a thing to you know, make my neighbor feel uncomfortable. Obviously, you know the neighbors, we feel uncomfortable. You see how close we live together. You know, we all want to get along. You know what I mean? So I just want to know if there's anything maybe that you guys thought of, maybe that could bring this together, make this better. It did get a little better, like I said, I'm going to tell you. But we still have the issue of the urination, the peeing. You know, like it's not fair. You know, and like I said, I'm sure if you went to your home, I'll give you a good example. Sunday, the same black and white cat peed on my car, my wife's truck 9 times. You know, I have a little, look, I'll show you. Look, I have a little, where the hell is it? No, I probably left it in the car. I left it in the car. It's embarrassing. I bought little cameras around my house. My neighbor has I dropped my pen. My neighbor has, obviously, multiple neighbors have security around their house, like cameras. People steal packages occasionally, like Amazon. We order stuff from there. And I have them all over my home. And like I said, this whole thing, I think maybe, you know, I've talked to multiple people, even other politicians. I've reached out to everyone. I even called the CDC to get their input on it. They gave me a number to call because they can't immediately get involved in something like this. And like I said, I don't want anyone to get in trouble or whatever. I just want the quality of life to get better. You know, I sent Mr. Merwin a text because we were a little aggravated. Not at Mr. Merwin, okay? And then literally the text, I won't say the one word. I said, you know, I wish the council could come to my house today and have coffee on us and sit and smell the cat poop and have the flies fly around their head. I mean, that's all I want. I just want the quality of life back, to go back outside and be comfortable for all the neighbors. You know, there's a real edgy tension now. You know what I mean? Like, just something. That's all.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you so much. What's your name again?
Dennis?
Dennis? Okay. Thank you for coming. I did actually have a form. It was more so for Ward 3, but I mean, anybody was welcome to come, of course. One of the things that I proposed was to have first a meeting with Councilwoman Greenberg, and then also one of the sergeants, or I'm sorry, captains, who's in charge of the whole animal control
Captain
department.
Gomberg.
Yeah. So, well, you know his name. Sorry, I didn't want to put him out there. But so my hope is that we'll still meet. You know, I have called for that meeting. It hasn't happened yet. I was told that doesn't need to happen, or that maybe we're not doing a change in the ordinance, but I believe we do need to. Don't worry, I'm talking, so I'm not timed at the moment. But that's what we're looking to do. So if you want, you can certainly continue to reach out to Councilman Merwin. He'll be included in that meeting as well. Or you can reach out to me. Everybody's email address is on the Township website. So if you go to the council section of the website for Old Bridge, you'll see my email address as well. So email me, follow up. I mean, I hate to say keep coming if you have an issue. I don't want to tell you to do that because no one wants that. But we want this rectified. So I'll pose a question then to Councilwoman Greenberg. When will we have a meeting about that?
I do not pick the dates for the meetings. I'm not the coordinator. So whenever a meeting is, and if it's in my schedule, I will certainly be there and try to help, as I have in the past.
Okay.
So we'll have a meeting soon then, because I'll make it happen.
All right, Captain Crumpet, you had been down there. There's been some things that were going on, some progress.
That's correct, Council President. I was actually down there today.
Mike,
Could you take a mic, please? Thank you.
I was down there today. The odor of urine and cat feces is not there. So I don't know what Mr. Medwick is talking about. The amount of animals that has also been removed from that area, so we are doing our job to abate the problem. As far as a meeting, we're looking to have one at the end of the month. I'm researching other ordinances to make sure that ours is in line.
Thank you very much.
Do I still get my minute back or no?
All right, 1 minute, and then we have to move on.
all
Okay,
right.
please. Thank you.
Like I said, the only thing that I couldn't understand is, I don't know, I know you guys have said you're researching it. There's an article here, the Department of Health, Veterinary Public Health, and it's right on our website. As far as the cat colonies, I get the TNR thing to reduce the population and try to help. But the state also says that colonies should not be established in areas where at-risk wildlife population could be threatened or where they may pose a nuisance or zoonotic disease risk to the public. Also, the captain is right. The animals have decreased. I'll tell you how it is. The animals are still there, and as far as the smell, the problem is that the couple unneutered cats, which have been there for some time, are going in the front of my home, and you could see if you look underneath my bush that I stoned the side of my house so they wouldn't poop there no more, because that's where the air conditioner is, and that's where they're going now. That's the smell thing. That's all.
Thank you.
Phil McGovern?
Philip McGovern, 201 Yorkshire Court in Society Hill. In the recent past, my wife and I had some electrical work done in our house. And I called up the township for an inspection. They said, okay, and here's the certain date, and it's going to be between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. And I just wondered, could that time frame be condensed? 8 to 12, 10 to 2, something along those lines. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lorraine Kelly?
Good evening.
Good evening. My name's Lorraine Kelly. I live at 31 Lake Ridge Drive. I'm a Democratic committee woman. I've lived in Old Bridge for 31 years. I've been very active my whole time here in the community. I was a Girl Scout leader for 8 years. I was on the PTA. Actually, I was on with you, Mary. I was a vice president, a room mother. I've also was the treasurer of Lake Ridge Community Association and also on their board for 15 years. And my problem is that I feel as if I have, in the last 6 months, moved to another place. I was always so proud to live in Old Bridge. I felt that it was a very diverse community and welcoming. The ESL programs in our high school were wonderful. My children had a wonderful experience growing up here. And now all I see is it seems like there's this huge emphasis on stopping immigrants from coming here, on we can't be a sanctuary city. We have to fight against anybody having a driver's license that isn't fully documented. All this emphasis, I look in the newspaper and I see quotes attributed to some of you that are completely false. For instance, one of you, and this is in my newspaper on the front page, said that asylum seekers come here and they apply for asylum and they're let out and then they never show up for their hearings. Do you know that 90%, the Department of Justice keeps records on this, so you can't just read the New York Post or watch your Fox News and think that you have information. The Department of Justice, in 2014, I think it was 96%. In 2017, it was 97%. In 2018, it went down to 89%. 89%. That is not people not showing up for hearings. So here on the front page of my newspaper, I'm reading before I went to work, lies from my own town council. Why? Is it misinformation? I don't know. But I live in this town and I see recent immigrants. They're mowing our lawns. They're cleaning our houses. They're watching our children. They're working suddenly there's some scary threat that we have to spend all this time and money and focus on preventing them from being here. I just don't understand what has happened in my community, and especially the leadership in this community. It really sickens me and makes me so sad. 31 years, and the last 6 months or so, it's like something, I mean, can you tell me, have we had all kinds of incidents where these immigrants have become a public threat? Have there been a bunch of things? I mean, I've seen people dying on the highways here. I've seen potholes. I've seen the school losing funding and laying people off. But I have not seen all these crimes that these supposed immigrants are perpetrating. So I would really like an answer on why that has become such a focus that when I look in my newspaper, I have to read about the things that you guys are doing to stop this evil threat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin Ahern? Kevin? Okay. Okay, that's right. Take your time. No.
Absolutely. Go right ahead. Good evening. You can sit, whatever you prefer, whatever you're more comfortable with.
Thank you. My name is Kevin Ahern, 15.
Microphone is on, green.
Green light's on, so maybe I'll get a little closer. How's that? So I live at 15 Fernwood Place since the early 90s. I didn't even know what year I came in, but not 150 years ago, but I'm been here a while. I represent the concerned homeowners of Chelsea Drive, Fernwood Place, and Frederick Place regarding this Metro storage building that they're proposing on the wetlands that have been there, always been wetlands, but all of a sudden we have a developer who wants to put a 3-story storage unit building right at the jug handle of Cindy Road and Route 9 North. And we're very concerned that besides the impact of the wetlands on our backyards, which are already wet 9 out of 12 months a year, and the rest of the time it's frozen, that it will impact the drainage, the quality of life, noise, congestion on Route 9 is already horrible. And when I went to put an addition on my house, I came to the township, the planning office, or whichever one it is there, and I asked, can I ever build back there? And the answer was, no, they'll never build there because it's wetlands. So what has changed is one question. And the other questions we have are, what's going to happen to the, 1,000, 100 trees, hundreds of trees that are there? They're absorbing water. They're cleaning the air from Route 9. And they're also creating a very nice buffer, not a great buffer, because we hear Route 9, especially on Sunday night when everybody's coming back from the Jersey Shore. I know you want ratables. I mean, we understand that. We want to keep the taxes low. But the fact that this is in our backyards, literally, and in a congested area on Route 9 North, past the Haggerty Funeral Parlor. We just don't think this is the ideal spot for a 3-story storage unit when there's one public storage half a mile down the road, and there's one up at New Hall, and there's, I think, another one on 34, and, there's so many storage places. We don't need any more hoarders. Everybody's got too much stuff as it is, so we're hoping that we can get the council and the planning department and the environmental commission. I'm in touch with the Department of EPA down in Trenton already to see if they're going to somehow approve this wetlands, which will impact the uncoated tributary of the Deer Run River. I didn't know we had one here, but there's a lot of stuff that, it's wetlands. We know it's wetlands. We think there's a lot of different places in Old Bridge where this probably could work pretty good, like Lowe's, the empty Lowe's building up on Route 9 South, be ideal. So anyway, I know we would just like to get some guidance about who we should be in touch with. It's at the beginning stages. We realize that. The permits, I think I was talking to Mark before the meeting, that the permit hasn't been completed. But before it gets too far along, we would hope the council would reconsider helping us finding another spot for this in Old Bridge.
It would be for which board? Is it before the planning board, or is it for the zoning board?
Excuse me, they applied for 2 waivers, they applied for a couple of waivers and a variance. They have, the application of Pender hasn't even been, what I was told, hasn't even been reviewed yet.
So before they invest a lot of money in this stuff, maybe the economic development, I know you have a new council guy that does just that. Perhaps he could work with the Metro Storage people in Illinois and find a good spot for this.
Okay, well, we will take into consideration all your comments. I don't know when it's going to be heard before the zoning board. Did they give a date?
And I do have questions of, who's the best contact in what department? Because I've kind of been walking up and down the building here, meeting new friends, and
I would think the engineering department would be the department that would give you the best information.
I filed some comments. Planning, okay.
Yeah, well, meant to say planning. They'll give you good information, but Pinder is engineering. Also, if you have some questions, I'm sure he'd be able to give you some guidance too.
Sure.
Madam Chairperson.
Yes, Mr. Murphy.
Yeah. I had spoken to the gentleman, and I had told him to contact the DEP. This is an application before the DEP for some waivers, and I'm sure he can give it to Pender. I think it behooves the township to put in a paper against the issuance of this permit. Because if nobody's there, they're going to issue it, and somebody's going to be building there, whether it's wet or whether it's not. If the DEP allows it, it's going to be allowed. So he has all the information on the application number. I think the township should look into it and, put a paper against it.
Mr. Ahern, is it?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to not understand this because I didn't. Originally, Olympia York, I don't even want to go into that, had owned all that land they were going to build out there. They ended up going bankrupt. They spent a lot of money. Then the engineers, the engineers from outside came in and found out that 48% of that land where Woodhaven is now building is wetlands. So it doesn't matter. So what they did, he's saying it's wetlands. Don't let him say you can never build there, you can build there. I called up because I saw that Woodhaven has approached it and got over it. I called the state, and he says what they're doing, and a lot of other towns do, they trade for places like Cherry Hill, Mount Holly, trade their uplands for our wetlands. Now, they can't build on that because they have to consider it wetlands now, but now we can. I said, that's ridiculous. It's still wetlands.
Right.
He says, doesn't matter. It is now considered, so don't ever let anybody tell you they can't build on it.
Well, that's what I'm finding out.
Well, you're going to find that out very quickly.
But we're gonna-
Thank you, John.
So my question is also, who should I be in touch with in the planning department? Is there a person? We have petitions that we are preparing. We have,
Yeah, you have a lot
our
of
community
information
rep
to share.
also.
Okay, Dawn Hernandez would be the person to bring everything to?
Yeah, Rena.
And the planner? Yeah, and the planner.
Okay, so.
What Dawn might.
No, but she's, yeah, I think, Dawn, yeah, that's why I
As regards
said
to
she's not here right now, Dina.
wetlands, the
Yeah.
whole thing goes through the process, through the boards. We look at it from planning and give our judgment based on our profession.
He doesn't have a
Right.
microphone now.
So please, I'm not aware of this application myself.
That's why I came.
Okay.
We will make a recommendation based on profession.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you for the information. You have a good evening.
Thank you.
Charles Brettweiser?
Good evening.
Hi there,
Good
Charles
evening.
Brightweiser, Brynwood Gardens. As you know, I'm a writer, and I believe in using the proper words for the proper definition. Like, a friend of mine came here from Morocco in 2002 after a long, arduous process, and costly, however long it went through. He got his citizenship. He is an immigrant, and he's proud of being an immigrant. But people that sneak in here from foreign countries are foreign invaders. And now was my turn to congratulate all of you. I'm so damn proud of you guys for filing the federal lawsuit to keep the state from becoming a sanctuary state and to prevent them giving licenses to foreign invaders. I want to congratulate all of you. I'm so darn proud of you. And I also want you to know that I'm so proud. I don't have an award to give you, and I would like to, but I would like to work on your campaign to help you all get reelected. I'm so proud of you. And now, before I lose up all my 5 minutes, I want to bring up a public safety issue. Here it comes September, and every year around this time, I see dead deer all over 516. I don't know who's hitting them and what kind of damage it's causing to their vehicles, but I think it's time to consider opening up some of the land along 516 for hunting. And this is very important because it can create a lot of damage. Deer are the most deadly animal in the country. More people are killed in deer vehicle collisions than killed by any other animal. So do you know of any public huntable property along 516?
We can't, it's not a dialogue. He's a public speaking, that's it. I can't, we'll look into it.
Okay, I would like you to give that some consideration.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you have a good evening.
That's it for public portion.
So then we will close the public portion, and we will now go to council member comments. Anyone on my left? Mr. Rizzoli?
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone, the St. Ambrose Parish Carnival starts on July 23rd to July 27th.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else on my left?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes, I sent Matt an email and Hamachu, but I guess Hamachu's on vacation. I was looking for an update on the beachfront lights there at the boardwalk and the fence at the basketball court, if you can do them all at one time.
We are going out to bid for those 4 lights that are on the boardwalk. I'm working in finance with them right now with Beth. We're on those specs. And the fence, I could probably give you a further update later in this week, Dave.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Merwin? Okay, anyone else on my left? You're good? Okay. Anyone on my right? Mr. Pescetti?
Yes, I'd like to come to the defense of Councilman Rizzoli. I know him personally, and I know him to not be a racist. And it's pretty terrible that somebody would call him a racist. Who called him that? Someone on the public called him that.
Mr. Pescetti, just make your comments. It's council comment time.
And also, somebody in the public mentioned about the council meeting about a subject matter. The council is restricted by law, the Sunshine Act. We cannot meet and discuss business matters for the town without notifying the public. There is a process and a procedure, so that cannot happen. Thank you.
Anyone else? Anybody else? Comments? No? Okay. And I will close the council comments just by mentioning one thing. The food bank this time of year always seems to have, it's less than in the holiday time people do donations. So they have what they're calling Christmas in July, and they've partnered up with the Friendlies. There's a tree there already set up, and you can bring donations, which would be greatly appreciated. During the summer months, a lot of the children are home, and it's a little bit more difficult for meals and things. Also, then on July 31st, it's going to be called Christmas in July. They will be having the tree, they will be having Santa, characters will be there, and 20% of the proceeds will be donated to the food bank. So I just would encourage everyone to please try and come out and make a donation. This time of year is a little more trying than others for the food bank. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. No, go ahead.
All right, I did forget to mention, I will be sponsoring a resume workshop that will be happening this Wednesday, right over here at the library. It will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Wednesday, July 17th. It is for people who are residents of the county. So if you know someone who does not live in Old Bridge but they want to attend, please let them know about it. There will be people from the Workforce Development Department for the county that will help people to revise their resume, update it, and get it ready for them to actually obtain a job. So, thank you.
Thank you.
The library here in Old Bridge, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on July 17th.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Brown. I will close the council comments, and do we have a report of the township clerk?
No report at this time. The only thing is, I'm sure the council has noticed that our new lady, our new deputy, is doing her first meeting tonight. Thank you, Bonnie.
Okay, welcome, Bonnie. Report of the township attorney.
None at this time, thank you.
Okay. Administrative report, Mr. Harris.
Yes, I have an administrative report from Mr. Shaw. Bridge to Business Expo. The Mayor's Office of Economic Development hosted the second annual Bridge to Business Expo at the Grand Marquis on Wednesday, June 26, 2019, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The expo provided an opportunity for the community to learn about a wide variety of businesses within the township. Over 100 exhibitors, including the Mayor's Health and Wellness Council and non-for-profit organizations, participated in this free event for the public. Residents enjoyed games, raffles, and giveaways. Grand opening of business in July. The Mayor's Office of Economic Development hosted the grand opening of Via Esposito, located at 3857 Route 516 in the Village at Town Center. For additional information on local businesses and related opportunities, residents should contact the Economic Development Office at 732-721-5600, extension 7920, or email obedo@oldbridge.com. Mayor Henry's Clean Team. On Saturday, July 20th, 2019, Mayor Henry and the volunteers from the Old Bridge High School Junior Varsity Basketball Team, CERT, Cheer Dream Gladiators, and the Junior Knights Hockey Team will clean up various roads around Old Bridge. Interested organizations should email recycling@oldbridge.com. Old Bridge Cultural Arts. The second annual Concerts in the Park series will kick off on Thursday, July 25th at Gike Park, featuring performances by Sonic Rain. Concerts are from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and all are free to the public. Parking is available at the Old Bridge High School parking lot behind the administration building. For more information on the concert series, visit www.oldbridge.com. Old Bridge Food Bank Christmas in July. The Old Bridge Food Bank, in partnership with Friendlies of Old Bridge, will host a Christmas in July fundraiser on July 31st from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. There will be appearances by Santa Claus, The Little Mermaid, Buzz Lightyear, who will be available for photos between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. During the fundraiser, 20% of sales will benefit the food bank. Friendlies, which is located at 180 Ferry Road, has been accepting non-perishable food donations under their Christmas tree since July 1st. For additional information on the food bank or for a list of needed items, contact extension 6625 or visit the website www.oldbridge.com/foodbank. 2019 Annual Road Resurfacing Program. P&A Construction Incorporated was awarded the 2019 Annual Road Resurfacing Contract. A pre-construction meeting was held on July 8, 2019, and the contractor was given notice to commence work on August 5, 2019, for a duration of 90 days. Work will include 20 roads throughout all 6 wards. The project will begin with concrete work. Updates will be posted on Facebook, Twitter, and the Township website and OBTV. Saltwater Day 2019. Saltwater Day will be held on August 10th, 2019 from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Old Bridge Waterfront Park in Lawrence Harbor. The event will feature crafts, rides, food trucks, games, live entertainment, a cornhole tournament, a beer garden, and fireworks. For additional information about this event, residents should contact the Department of Parks and Recreation at extension 4999 or visit the Township website at www.oldbridge.com/recreation. Third quarter tax payments. The Township Division of Tax Collection will be open Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. during the third quarter tax collection period. The tax office will also be open between the hours of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. on August 10th, 2019, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. on August 12th, 2019. The last day to pay taxes without interest or penalties is August 12th. Payments received after August 12th will accrue interest back to the statutory due date of August 1st. For additional information, residents should contact the Division of Tax Collection at extension 2999. Think Old Bridge Property Tax Rewards Program. The third year of the Think Old Bridge Property Tax Reward Program concluded on April 30th, 2019. On June 12th, 2019, the Township received $3,460.77 to be applied to the August property tax installment for 288 property owners who participated in the program last year. The highest tax credit was $138.72. For more information on the Think Old Bridge Property Tax Reward Program or to pick up a card, please visit the Office of Economic Development, which is located in the first floor of the Administration Building. Jersey Central Power and Light First Energy 24/7 Power Center. Old Bridge customers who lose power for any reason during the summer months should call JCP&L directly at 1-888-LIG-HTSS to report the outage. For updated information on power outages, service issues, storm restoration, or important safety tips, residents should also visit JCP&L First Energy 24/7 Power Center at www.firstenergycorp.com. And that concludes our report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harris. Does anyone council have a comment on the report or a question?
I do. Do you have any copies of that with you, or can I pick up a copy somewhere?
I can provide you with a copy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else have a comment, question? Seeing no hands, I'll ask for a motion to accept the report.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg-Belli, second by Mr. Rizzoli.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Biscotti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Sohar?
Yes.
8 yes.
Next will be the consent agenda. I'd like to get a motion and a second to bring it forward. I'll put it out to the public for comment and then come back for votes and separations. Moved by Mr. Rizzoli,
Second.
second by Mr. Paschetti. Is there anyone in the public who would like to be heard on any of the consent agenda items this evening? What does that mean? The consent agenda items, if you, on our agenda here, there's C1 through C4. If you can come up, please, and, yeah, no, they can comment. Yeah.
Nina Joknowitz, can you explain C1, explain C2, C3, and C4? Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
She can't separate.
Okay. C1 is canceling unexpended capital ordinance balances that are no longer needed. So to clean up the books, get rid of them, we're canceling them. C2 and 3 are kind of the same thing. It's canceling taxes for a 100% disabled veteran. The reason there are two of them, C2 is one that was previously approved by council. It's just with the new tax billing that went on, we need to cancel it. C3 is a new one from the assessor, so we need to cancel some 2018 billing as well as 19 and 20. Hand it over to Matt for C4.
C4, we put out a bid for our arena flooring, our skate-resistant flooring, not the flooring that you skate on. When we had put it out to bid, we were only aware of two colors that had come in, basically a black with a white speck. Since that bid had been won, the manufacturer did let us know that they offer a different fleck, a purple fleck, which is basically black and purple, which is our town colors, our junior hockey colors, our high school hockey colors. So for the price of $2,000 more for this price for to get this material. So that's what the change order is for. Even with this change order, it brings it to, I think, around $89,000, which is still $21,000 lower than the next responsible bidder.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, anyone from council have a separation? A question? Okay,
Move the balance.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscatty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Sohar?
yes.
8 yes on the balance.
Next ordinance, we do not have any ordinances first reading this evening. Public comments on any subject matter. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard? Okay, come forward, please. Good evening.
Can I sit? 'Cause
Oh, absolutely, sit, and if we could have your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Jenny Lynn Lawton, Lawton -Wall, WALL, like in brick. And if you spell Lawton backwards and split it in the middle, it says not wall.
Okay.
I should have known that before I married my husband. I can't see real good because I have bad glasses, so I have to read
Now,
a
take
little
your
bit.
time, that's quite all right.
And I don't want to be redundant, and when I went over this, I was going to be.
Did you
Quite
need-
emotional for me.
Oh, cheaters?
Because I'm
No?
a bit scared. What?
Magnifying glasses, no?
No, I have
Okay.
mine to say 75 in mine, but see, they're all broken up because they're $600 for a new pair, and I can't afford it. Okay, I come to you today because my husband, my mother have passed, and the last person that I really loved was my father, and he passed 2 weeks ago. So there is nobody else this township can hurt but me. I am ill. I've been through in 2 years chemo, 19 blood transfusions, and I have to take IV infusions every single day of my life except for Sundays to keep going till they find out what's wrong. I lost over 100 pounds in the last 10 months. They don't know why. I'm old, so I have Medicare, but even the 20% is killing me. My house is in foreclosure. I own property on Texas Road and also on Cottrell Road. which I just won back, so I can't even afford a TV because I can't afford cable. This all started when I worked for the police department. I was 8 months shy of 25 years. It started with a sexual harassment complaint, and I don't mean a little one like some guy came past and smacked you on the butt. I'm not talking simple stuff. I'm talking I worked as an animal control officer. I was cleaning the kennel. I turned around, and this captain would have his penis out and be whacking off, and that was mild. It got so bad that I really think that the police department tried to kill me and my mother. Near Christmas time, this was years ago, 2 police officers smelled of alcohol. They were speeding down Disbro Road, crossed a double yellow line, hit a big van I had, tipping it over on 2 wheels, injuring my back so severe that I was in the hospital for 2 to 3 weeks. My mother had 11 operations and finally an artificial shoulder, and the trauma, I think, even shortened her life. Her ashes are in here around my neck, so she's always by my heart. Not only did all the tapes from the police department accidentally get erased, they hid behind Title 39 that says even if they're lying, and I call them sacks of shit, but shit is with a C, so it's not a curse
Please
word.
don't use any language like.
No, it's with a C, so it's not a curse.
Please.
They use Title 39, which means if they say they're on duty, undercover in a Toyota Camry, you can't sue them unless they kill you. 19 days later, that Toyota Camry was shipped to Puerto Rico. That I found out through Carfax. First, they tried to eliminate my job by saying that the shelter was costing over $80,000 in food and all that stuff. We got a petition together with, I don't know, over 30,000 people from Old Bridge, but I started dumpster diving, and I brought that food budget and things down to 0. Now, usually any boss would be happy if you saved them $80,000 to 0.
Okay.
I have to finish this.
Unfortunately,
It
your
took me many years.
Your time is up. It's 5. We
Well,
have
let
to-
me cut to the chase that, please, I'm begging you.
Yeah, at the end, but.
I can come back.
Yeah.
Oh,
at
no, I
this
would have
point.
been last, because I have paperwork to give you.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know, I would have went last, make me last. Thank you, it's very important. It took me years of courage to get here. And I'm scared.
That's the last comment.
Okay. We'll have to.
The last comment.
Oh, that is the last.
That is the last comment. That's the last comment.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, that was the 5 minutes for the public comment portion.
I got upset, so I had to take a break, but can I please finish? It's not too long, please.
At this point, yeah, you only have the 5 minutes. I can't, if I start to do that for one person. Yeah, you can give us the paperwork on the side, but as far as speaking again, I can't. Otherwise, I have to be fair to everybody else. You give it to the clerk. Yeah. Yeah. But that's how it has to, I can't have additional time.
She can leave the paper.
Yeah, you can leave it with the clerk right here, okay? No, that's not, no, that unfortunately, I can't start that slippery slope. I apologize, but it really isn't a good thing.
Okay, liquor license.
Next is liquor license, LL1. No, I'm sorry, I can't do that, the public, she was the speaker. It's closed, yes. Yes, ma'am. Oh, well, all right. No, it's true. We went, all right, come and comment. Yeah, no, well, don't worry. And Adina, yeah, just so I can,
Not
otherwise I lose
sure how I was
my
going to try to
step.
follow that.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
no,
trying to
ma'am,
be
go right
fair.
ahead. Name, please, and
My name
your-
is Nonita Carroll.
And your address, please.
And I'm from 225 Hillcrest Avenue.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
I just wanted to, one, thank council for your efforts on trying to minimize the whole cat issue that we're having, even though it's still an issue. Councilwoman Brown, I will be emailing you and looking forward to the meeting that we're supposed to be having. Everyone here, I just want to stress that while the cats have been reduced, it's not the huge colony that it was. It is still an issue, and the smell is still there. So that's why I will be looking forward to any future meetings that we can have to try to officially just be done with it all.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted to say.
All right, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
comments, and you have a nice evening. Yes, sir.
Madam President, can I speak now, or would you allow me to speak on D1 after the discussion?
On which one, Mr. Zasad?
D1.
No, not now. We have to first have the council discussion.
So you will let me allow to speak that
No,
time?
no, that's what I asked you about. Okay, so then you have a question on D1?
I do not have, yes, I have a question and I have a comment.
All right.
Can I do it now?
Yeah, you can do
Okay.
yeah, that's it. Then afterwards, we don't have any more discussion.
So you are going to take a vote today? And
No.
this is only discussion item? Okay, thank you.
It's just.
My name is Kiran Desai, 61 Corona Court, Old Bridge.
Right.
My question to all council people as well as everybody in this audience, are we not all immigrant? Can you tell me anyone here who is a Native American? Can you show me a hand? No. Now, what is the cost? Mr. Attorney, I'm sure because it's your name listed in the front. Do you have any idea what it would cost this township and me for this federal lawsuit?
It's probably going to cost the township nothing if we join parties with the other two counties, but that's still under discussion with the township attorney. I'm the assistant township attorney. So as of right now, it would cost nothing.
Let's mark my word in there. This is happen every time. I'm aware, I attend meetings here since 1982. Lately, I just stopped coming. But when this issue came out, I'm a proud immigrant. I have raised my two children in this town. I'm a resident of this town from 1981. And I have seen the farms here all around, 9 and everywhere. And I have seen the development. And I have seen the immigrants coming here. I'm not talking legal or illegal, I'm talking immigrant. Immigrant coming here and making their life and raising their family in this great town. And I think somebody used the word today, mosaic. This town is a mosaic. Black, white, red, yellow, brown. We all are here. And how in the world the people who are elected by those immigrants, because you all are immigrant, I'm an immigrant, and you sitting there are all elected by immigrant. They turn their back against immigrant. I'm very much sorry to say this. I'm not going to use any word. I know my limit. But I want you, the people who represent Township of Old Bridge, 36 plus square mile or less square mile, before you vote on this particular D1, today or next meeting, please look in your backyard, look in your neighborhood, how many immigrants here who made this country a powerful country on the earth. And you see, your doctors are immigrant. Your engineer is recent immigrant. He was not born here. I was not born here. And you all know me, what I have contributed to this county or this township. So I deeply, from bottom of my heart, asking you, do not go in a trap. What we are following President Trump's agenda here in this town. How that is possible? I'm not saying President should not do this thing, what he is doing. It is his choice. But our choice should be embracing, not rejecting. So please, one more time, and believe me or not, whoever votes for that, I'm personally going to spend money in this town to make sure those people has to pay for this action, a coward action. Thank you, and you all have a very good night.
Anyone else?
Okay, Mary, I'm going to say I'm sorry, but I didn't know it was the end of the open portion, so I'm going to speak, okay? My name is Nina Joknowitz, 203 West Greystone Road, if you want to know. I happen to have written this one down. The action of the ICE, and I'll follow with Kieran's discussion. The action of ICE with Governor Murphy seeks to limit has not been recognized as legal and is without congressional approval, as you all know. The roundup of alleged by Trump has been set in motion by his executive order, not by Congress. The President of the United States cannot override a congressional right. Tyrants and dictators can and do. Do you want to be on the part of history with that? Regardless of the claims of Trump, all people in the United States, however they arrived, are allowed a hearing. We need to prevent Trump and ICE from being the Gestapo and Hitler of 2019. And for all of you there who are making noise, I lost over 200 members in my family from the Nazis. I speak from. Now I want to say one more thing. New Jersey has a third largest immigrant population in the continental United States. About 25% of New Jersey inhabitants are foreign born. 2 of my family members, my ex-husband, whatever, and my son, and he is adopted. Approximately Middlesex County has the 4th highest population of immigrants, almost 30%, in the state of New Jersey. Do we really need to have police question 1 in 3 people? I repeat that, 1 in 3 people. Sounds ridiculous to me. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, it hasn't even been negated by the state. That said, a vote in support of this lawsuit will not only cost this town money, you will be blocking real security for Old Bridge residents. We know this already, every one of you. It's a real disappointment that you would have put this up. Real disappointment.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the public that wishes to be heard that hasn't spoken? Come forward, please. Good evening.
Hi, Terry Barron, 5A Indiana Court. I think I've just had to have something to say. I'm reading this thing. What this says is you're just giving our township a routine, they're talking about routine acts of cooperation with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. We're not stopping anybody from coming in. We just want to know that they are not going to be affecting our residents, not stealing or killing or whatever. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to at least coordinate with the government to make sure that our people are safe, and that's all we're doing, as far as I can see. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the public? Please come forward, sir. Excuse me?
Hi, my name is Peter Shearer from 19 Merritt Terrace in Old Bridge. I've
Good
been here
evening.
34 years. I consider the treatment of separation of kids from their parents as really bad stuff. And if the United States, and use Old Bridge, contributes to this, it just goes against anything good that I've ever heard of. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the public that wishes to be heard? Come forward, sir, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Sarah Oldbridge. I'm living in Oldbridge since 1956. I'm a descendant of immigrants. My grandparents came over and went to Ellis Island. When this state administration took over, the first thing they did is they took $2 million away from Oldbridge to educate their kids. Okay, that means we, the taxpayers, have to make up that money. I'm figuring the new governor, he's trying to streamline, but then I look at the programs that are being implemented. Let's have a college fund for illegal immigrants. And he put millions of dollars aside to give the illegal immigrants to go to college. But he took $2 million from the kids of Oldbridge to get educated. Then he said, let's start a fund. So when ICE comes in to get the illegal immigrants, we're going to give them lawyers, which they're not entitled to under the Constitution. People may think they are, but they're not. Okay? But he put all that money in for illegal aliens to have lawyers when they get arrested to be deported, and he took $2 million from the kids of Oldbridge to be educated. 4th of July, he starts a whole new department. He's going to find illegal immigrants housing. Now, you know what a whole department costs in the state. You're looking at millions of dollars. And he took $2 million to educate the kids of Oldbridge. You're obligated to represent me and every other taxpayer in this town to go after our money. Sue him because he took $2 million to educate our kids. And we should be very upset about that. All right? I'm hearing all of this socialist garbage when breaking the law is breaking the law. You hired me for 33 years. You paid me to be a cop. I enforced every law. I didn't pick and choose the ones that I could and couldn't. You come into this country illegal, you're violating the law. That's a fact. Please, do what you're supposed to. Don't listen to this stuff you're being told about this, that, and the other thing. You're obligated to represent us. Do what you're supposed to do. Thank you for your time.
Is there anyone else in the audience who hasn't spoken that wishes to be heard? Seeing no hands, I will now close the public portion. Thank you. Liquor license LL1, renewing plenary retail club license number 1209-33-043-001, Old Bridge Columbian Club.
Everything is in place now for them to renew their license.
There's no conditions on this?
No, there's no conditions on it. We were just waiting for tax clearance.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone make a motion?
Move it.
Move it, second.
No, only if they have conditions do they come. It's already been moved, thank you.
Okay.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscatty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Soha?
Yes.
8 yes, thank you.
Next is discussion item D1, Township Attorney to file a federal lawsuit against Governor Phil Murphy's administration over immigration directive that prohibits state, county, and local law enforcement agencies from engaging in routine acts of cooperation with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Move it.
Who would like
The discussion, so I can't move
I'll
it.
start.
Mr. Rizzoli is going to begin the
Thank you,
discussion.
Council.
Okay.
Thank you, Council President. First, I want to respond to Mr. Shearer's misinformation about separating children from their parents. Number one, every day in the United States of America, when someone is arrested, they're separated from their parents, just to clarify that. So these continuous attacks on law enforcement is disgraceful in itself. Okay, issues that pertain to public safety cut across party lines, and as well they should. When far left Democrat politicians and other elected officials ignore laws that they don't like, they encourage and perpetuate a spirit of lawlessness among their constituents with behaviors that are reckless and sadly irreversible. When you have elected officials who take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New Jersey,
Excuse me.
can you please remove her? She routinely interrupts this meeting. She needs to be removed. Sergeant at Arms.
Excuse me.
Behave
The
yourself.
public, we have paid you,
You folks are going to interrupt council while they're talking. I'm going to ask the officer to remove you from the meeting. You were given the courtesy of
sat here and listened
putting
to
your points
everybody.
forward
Yep.
without comments from anyone else.
No.
Now you respect them when they're giving their comments.
we listened to everything everyone had to say.
Thank you. When you have elected officials tweeting out, warning, advising criminals how to elude and evade the law enforcement community, that is a disgrace and you're in violation of your office and you're obstructing justice. The reality is that a sanctuary state is about identity politics, dimly veiled under the tactical agenda of socialists who want to shame the public into believing anyone who opposes them are racist or xenophobic haters. Since when is concern for public safety a cause for collective guilt? When the governor and state legislator thinks they're arbiters of constitutional analysis, there is a problem. When New Jersey's Attorney General calls for sheriffs across the state to ignore federal immigration laws, and when the governor and his soldiers rally behind him, it once again validates that New Jersey is on a slippery slope towards political anarchy. State government thinks it's acceptable to strong-arm sheriffs into ignoring the federal immigration laws. When an oath is taken, uphold the law, that means all of them. The rule of law still applies, and so does the separation of powers and judicial review. State and local policymakers must accept that they are not in any position to pick and choose which law they will honor and which laws they will ignore. Law enforcement and public safety go hand in hand, and I continue to stand by that credo. Identity politics was created to charm and manipulate an unwilling community of people into dependency, brainwashing them into believing socialist rhetoric to get their votes. It's not about empowering people. It's about keeping them relying on government by dangling carrots of free college, driver's licenses, free health benefits, free legal aid, and sanctuary status. In the end, this will surely backfire, and we will be the ones to suffer. This policy is insane and is anti-American. Tonight, I ask this council to vote on a resolution to authorize the township attorney to file a federal lawsuit against Governor Murphy, who always talks about immigration, his administration, over an immigration directive that prohibits state, county, and local law enforcement agencies from engaging in routine acts of cooperation with the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement. This is about public safety, not about identity politics. And it's disgraceful in a post-9/11 world that we need to sit here and discuss that. Americans come first. National security comes first. No one up here is advocating against legal immigration. That is a consistent socialist prop that when you oppose illegal immigration, you immediately use the racial word, which is extremely reckless. I'd actually suggest as county committee members, represent your constituents properly and to follow the law. And I back my law enforcement community. And what the elected officials in this state are doing by warning criminals, you're putting their lives in danger. By county jails not cooperating with ICE and forcing them to go on home entries and apartment entries and now harding in vacant buildings, you're putting their lives in danger. And by the way, they have families. I am so tired of hearing this nonsense. This governor is a disgrace. And if you worry about spending money, call him up. $3.1 million for legal fees for illegal immigrants. Okay, come here the right way. There's legal ports of entry. Go to one of them and apply for asylum. You cannot apply for legal asylum by crossing the border illegally. And I can't stress enough that we take the vote tonight and file this lawsuit and work with the other counties to move forward with this. This is about not just protecting our communities, it's about protecting our members of law enforcement. We should not have to discuss this. I'm not finished yet. For a terrorist, travel documents is as important as weapons. This is in the 9/11 Commission report. I suggest people start reading it. Did 9/11 not happen? Now we're going to sell it as a bad dream? You have elected officials that want to abolish Homeland Security, which was created post 9/11 to protect everyone in the community. This false narrative by socialists who come here, and this is what the socialists do. When you don't agree with them, what do they do tonight? Step up to the microphone and call you names. I'm a racist because I'm a proud American, and I stand for the national anthem. I kneel in church. And God bless America.
There's no,
Sir, you do not get the opportunity to respond.
Right. Unfortunately, no. Let's just calm down, okay? Yeah. Yeah.
He is done.
Yes. Okay. Are you through, Mr.
Yes.
Mazzoli? Okay. Mr. Murphy?
Yes, I strongly agree with Mr. Sarah and Mr. Rizzoli. I'm going to say a few things, and you're probably not going to like some of the things I say. I've been around my own ward. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. They are screaming, you can't let that happen. Most of the people I saw here speak tonight were Democrat. And that's what I think they're here for. I don't know if it's to back the governor or do it, but how can you ever think that this is right? He is giving more rights to the illegal aliens. And the word's illegal. That's illegal right off the bat. They're illegal. They can now go to college for free. They can get licenses, and all they can do is show a piece of paper. You should have seen. I was in there one day. The girl showed this piece of paper. Guy had no idea what it was, and a woman came over and said, "You got to give him a license." I was like mortified. But that's what it's coming to. If they were coming in legally, I have no problem whatsoever. My parents, like Billy's, came in through Ellis Island. They were checked. If they were had a cold, they were sent back after 3 months on a boat and 3 months in line. That's what these people have to go through, some kind of an immigrational check. I'm not for breaking up families. I never said they can take their families home, but we would probably be willing to even watch them if they stayed here. But we have to stop this. It looks like it's in socialism now. It's not long before we hit communism, and that's all I want to say.
All right, thank you, Mr. Murphy. Ms.
Okay, so here's my issue with this. First and foremost, you know, I did talk to the township attorney, so it looks as though immediately there would be no cost to the township, which was my first concern, right? How much would this cost, especially since we've had complaints from residents and also non-residents, obviously, that the police department here is kind of waning, or that it's, you know, shrinking. Sometimes there's not enough police to cover even minor traffic, right? So my concern was how much would it cost in terms of legal fees and so on. The other concern, of course, being the daughter of a legal immigrant, is that this is really a situation where we're kind of wading into the vitriol and the chaos that is on a federal level, and we're bringing it here to Old Bridge. And I have to say, no matter how people feel, I understand some people are afraid. They feel like immigrants are, or undocumented immigrants would be the correct term, are bringing in crime, disease, whatever they believe is happening, right? Some people believe that. I personally don't. I know that there's a lot of people who live in this country who are born here who are just as violent as people who weren't born here, but that's a whole nother story. But what I will say is this: I stand for humanity first. I'm not going to make comments about what's going on in Texas. I'm not going to make comments about whether people should be here illegally or not, or what country they're from. But I think we need to look at bringing in just the vitriol and the chaos that we see on a national level to Old Bridge, where we do have a lot of immigrants from so many different places, and they are here legally. But regardless of them being here legally or not, this is still frustrating to them. And we have to think about that because they are the people who voted us in up here. So again, everybody has their opinion, that's fine. Everybody's free to believe whatever they want about immigrants, documented, undocumented, what have you. But when we bring it here and we create this anger and this dissension and this violence, and even look what's happening here right now, right? People are pissed off at each other, cursing, screaming, yelling, and nothing's getting solved. Nothing's getting resolved. We're just creating more of the same thing over and over again. So I would really suggest we don't bring this, for the lack of a better word, crap here in Old Bridge anymore. If we don't like the things that Governor Murphy is doing, we don't like them. But I don't want to keep bringing these things here because it makes me uncomfortable personally. I don't want to be a part of that. It's not our issue. It's above our head. It's above our pay grade. It's not our issue. And I don't care to be a part of it. If anybody wants to sign on with this, go right ahead. I will not be doing so. And further, I really hope we can stop bringing national politics here locally, because it really is not the place for it. Thank you.
Anyone else on my left have a comment? Anyone on my right? Mr. Pescetti?
Yes, thank you, Councilman Rizzoli, for your speech. I wholeheartedly agree with you. We need to stop calling these people immigrants. They're not immigrants, they're aliens. They are definitely undocumented, but they are aliens. I mean, yes, my parents, my grandparents were immigrants. They came through Ellis Island, went through the process legally, and there are many, many people that go through the process legally and stand on a line and wait their turn. Now, to come across our borders without going through the proper process is against the law. And are we a nation of laws or not? I think we are. And I think it's very important that we enforce our laws and we stand behind our law enforcement personnel. And it's becoming more and more dangerous, and people are getting very disrespectful and rude, and we're losing our compassion for one another. And, these folks, they want to come into our country. We don't have walls to keep people from leaving our country. We have walls to keep people from coming in our country illegally. But we have a legal process, and we have an immigration system. Now, that, we can talk about whether we're allowing enough citizens, people into our country legally or not. That's a different discussion. But being a country, if you don't have a border, you're not really even a country. What are you? I mean, people just come. And then we have elected officials that are just looking to give our resources away. I mean, they're taking away, like one gentleman mentioned, they're taking away money from our public school system, and then they're turning around and giving that money to illegal aliens, people that don't even belong here, have not come through the process. So there is definitely something wrong, and there needs to be some critical thinking, and this willy-nilly feeling, mentality is hurting us as a nation. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Dr. Greenberg?
Yes. First of all, we have to look at this for what it is and realistically, and not put a false narrative to it. ICE targets criminals. I will repeat. ICE targets criminals only, and our Attorney General and our Governor are prioritizing criminals over the residents of this state. So the process is, we looked at this when we saw in the state that the county, several counties, Monmouth County, Cape May County, Salem County, And we did this in support of those sheriffs, because what happens, there was a directive from the governor and the attorney general. So our local enforcement does not cooperate with federal government. That is what this is about. It's not about the immigrations. It's not about illegal immigrants coming. This is when there's criminals. And I will use one example. In Middlesex County, we released a criminal. Instead of turning that individual over to ICE, and that person went on to Missouri and killed 3 people. That is wrong. ICE was looking for that person. Now, ICE, it used to be local officials, when they did their biometrics, they notified ICE. The ICE would pick up the database and notify the local government and said, that person has criminal background, we want to come pick them up. It was better for ICE to come to the jails where they didn't have a weapon, they didn't have a knife or a gun, and take the criminal away. Then what happened, they release them. They don't do that anymore. So now you're costing more money and putting ICE agents in a very precarious situation where they have to go to areas or neighborhoods and not know what's behind that door. So that's how this came about. This was in support of the sheriffs of the towns that refused not to abide by federal law. Federal law supersedes state law. So the sheriffs, basically, the Attorney General wants the sheriffs to notify the Attorney General that they want to uphold the law. But if they don't notify the Attorney General, basically, by upholding the law, they're really not enforcing what the Attorney General wants. And that's a little absurd. But I ask you, what positive effect could this possibly, what is the outcome that you want that ICE would not be identified? What is? And how many illegal aliens, non-documented aliens, do you want? What's the number? Is there a cap number that you think in this country? I embrace legal immigration, and there's a reason for that. You have documentation, there's vaccinations, there's a health aspect to it also, bringing different diseases into our countries, that there's inspections and things like that. Just like when people came through Ellis Island, when they were on ships, there was an area of the ship called cattle car. Those people were sick when they got here. If they had any disease, they went through a process. Now, it's not there. So what is the outcome? How much money is everyone willing to spend? Everyone complains about taxes, but it doesn't seem, if it's going to go to illegal immigrants, how much are you willing to do? If people have empty rooms in their homes, take in a few, sponsor a family. There's a lot of things that you could do, but just to put it on the backs of everyone else and not have law and order, you really have chaos. And it's just baffling to me that the governor of this state does not want to prioritize and protect the residents. And the problem is, a lot of times, that for the bottom line is, when they come across, they're given a court date. Do you know that basically roughly half of the percentage do not show up for their court dates? 1/2 of them, and that is a fact. And then when they get deportment, when they are advised that they're going to be deported, they don't leave voluntarily. So they're in violation of law. If you got you're supposed to be deported and you don't leave, you are in violation of the law. So without law, you have chaos. But really, there's no plan here. When they're rushing to our borders, because we have politicians saying free health care, free medical care, free education. I know I paid for my education. I paid for my daughter's education, my nieces and my nephews also. So how is that fair to the people that pay? There is a problem here. Granted, there is a problem, and it has to be addressed. But it has to be addressed if Congress would even just follow the laws that are on the books. It would really mitigate this problem. But it's not being done. It's in this room, you could see it. It's a small crowd that's here. It's become a political issue. This is not a political issue. This is a public issue. Everyone wants to make it a political issue. It is not. It is a safety issue, and it is an issue that we have to address because it is out of hand. I feel bad for those families on the border, but I also feel bad for our police departments all over this nation. And I feel bad every parent that comes in here and people that I meet in town that lost their children to drugs. Where do you think they're coming in? We have porous borders. We have human trafficking. It is really a problem, and all these problems have to be addressed. But when you have people flooding the border and we don't have the infrastructure to handle them at any one time, what do you suggest we do with all the people that are there? One thing you could do during the summer, colleges are closed. I heard it. I thought this was a great idea. You want to take them? Put them in the college dormitories, everyone. And also everyone who wants to be a sanctuary state or city. When the federal government then said, let's put them there. No, they didn't want them. So it's all rhetoric. But I don't want the rhetoric. I want a solution. I want to understand, how do we give millions of dollars, millions and millions of dollars to countries that don't take care of their people? Why the United Nations? Doesn't this make this a priority? Take care of your people. So they're not sovereign nations, and now we're becoming a nation without borders. This is not good for anyone. What do you tell the people that come through to this country legally and go through the whole process, years to do that? And they're so proud to become American citizens, and people walk through the border. And how do you compare that? How do you justify that? And then the whole thing is, it's been the same number that's here, 11 million. I can tell you news clip after news clip. How do they know if no one's counting them? No one wants them to be counted, but they come up with this number, 11 million. Believe me, there's more than that. And it is changing. I have no problem with immigration. I embrace it. I think it's wonderful. But you have to have laws and you have to have controls. Because if not, people take risk. It's terrible when you see children die and parents go swimming across a river. They don't know how to swim and they die. They took that on when they left their homeland to do that. And walk, and you go through countries, and actually when you want to claim asylum, it is the country next door. It's not walking through multiple countries to get to this great land. So think of what it is now and think it's what it's going to be. And I'm asking you, how much more are you willing to double your taxes, everybody? Why not? We all want immigrants. Come up with a number and let's report that to the state, how much more we're willing to stay and how much more we're willing to complain about when we pay our taxes that they aren't done, the roads, the bridges, etc. This school just lost, as everyone knows, millions and millions of dollars, okay, from a governor who everyone embraced, the NJEA. But he did it to Old Bridge, and it's not going to end. You can't print money. You have to be sensible on how to do this. But the most important thing is public safety. Whoever thought we would be talking this? You don't know when the people come across the border. They're not coming with documentation. This is my birth certificate. This is my vaccination history. This is who I am. They're not coming with all that paperwork. They're not. So I urge everyone here, instead of the rhetoric, come together and come with a consensus that will be sustainable to address this problem and solve this problem instead of hanging your hat on some falsehood. And I will repeat again, ICE targets only criminals. That's what happens. If you get caught up in there and you don't have your documentations, and I can tell you, someone who lived in another country, I could not walk in that country without documentation. I could not stay. If you could all name one country that I can go to, or any of us could go to, without documentation, and then tell me when I go there and that I get things for free. That doesn't happen. And tell me something else. Tell me how you can go to another country and do a criminal act and then be okay to stay there. That is the problem. This is about public safety, and I urge everyone to remain calm and level-headed and focus on that. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Mr. Cahill.
want to get back to what the discussion item is all about. So we've been talking a lot about immigration and, borders and everything else. This has to do specifically with New Jersey. This issue is New Jersey-based, okay? And if you read the discussion item, it talks about, right now, the Murphy administration is prohibiting state, county, and local law enforcement from engaging in routine acts of cooperation, okay? We're not talking about rounding people up, and I know an ICE agent, by the way, okay? So I'm talking from a position of experience and somebody I trust and who's been in a high-level position in ICE. These are bad people, okay? These are people with valid retainers that have committed crimes while they were here illegally. This isn't, the guy that cuts the lawn, and this isn't, these are people that have committed crimes, have gone through the process, and have a valid retainer, and what the state of New Jersey is saying is, no, Old Bridge, you can't talk to us, no, Middlesex County, you can't talk to us, etc. I think that's unconscionable. And really what this talks about is ensuring that we get back to the place we were where our law enforcement agencies could work together to identify people that have committed crimes, that if they do need to leave the country, they can leave the country. I think we're clouding it up with a lot of stuff. I want to get back to the body of the discussion item. I'm going to support this because I think it warrants it. I think the administration overstepped, quite frankly. The Murphy administration overstepped. There's been a lot of discussion about what they've done as far as funding. But I'm going to support this because I think routine acts of cooperation. We're so over-the-top political that we can't even agree that our law enforcement agencies should be cooperating? I mean, really, is that what we're talking about here? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cahill. Is there anyone else on my left that wants to comment that hasn't? On my right? Okay, I'll close the comments also by saying I truly do believe in the law and following the law. And if I commit something, let's say a motor vehicle, and it says I have to appear in court, well, then I have to appear in court. And if I don't, then there's a consequence for that. So I really feel that I think that it's important that we have laws and that they have to apply to everyone. I agree with Mr. Cahill as far as the agencies coordinating and trying to work together, because that really is very important. I think we do have to come together and really study the situation and not just, have a knee-jerk reaction. There has to be a long-term goal here, and I really do think we need to work on that, definitely. Thank you. Mr. Closier? He asked if we were moving it.
Oh, we're going to wait. We're going to have a resolution next week?
Okay. So at this point, if you're going to take a vote to have the council draft a resolution for the next meeting, then you would vote on it at the next meeting.
Right, that's the first step. So do I have a motion for? Okay, so that's a motion for our council to make, for our attorney to make a resolution.
Can't we do the first reading tonight and just bring the resolution next week?
No, as the attorney said, it's a resolution, Mr. Murphy.
Mrs. Brown?
No.
Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yeah, for the purposes of moving it forward, thank you.
I'm sorry, what was that? Yes? No?
He said yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Biscotti?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
Mrs. Sohar?
Yes.
7 yes, 1 no.
Okay. Next will be council member comments. Anyone on my left for a closing comment? Anyone on my right? Yes? Anyone else for a
I
comment?
just want to say, Kyle, you did a good job this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I just want to say, I hope everyone enjoys their summer. Please make good choices, be safe. It's sad that we've had these tragedies in town, and that's why it's all about choice. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Then I'll ask for a motion for...
President, can I just say one?
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Tony,
Mr.
and then-
Pescetti, go ahead.
I just wanted to congratulate the high school volleyball team, men's volleyball team, being state champions. That's a great job.
Very
Congratulations.
nice. Anyone else for any comments? All right, I will ask then for a motion.
Motion, move it.
Wait.
Oh. I'd like to say something.
Yeah, no, go right ahead, Mayor, go right ahead.
Just, we have, council, all the residents, we have some extreme heat moving in over the next couple of days. And I would ask that everyone use common sense, watch out for children, animals, elderly, and we'll be meeting with OEM tomorrow to see if we need to take any measures with the upcoming, if cooling centers need to be opened. But if you do need a place to go during the day, the library is open and has new air conditioning units installed.
Yep.
So go there, but just everyone, please use caution over the next few days. It's supposed to be very, very hot with heat indexes over 100 degrees, so please use caution.
And thank you very much for updating us on that. That's very appreciated. Okay, I will now take a motion to adjourn.
Move it. Second.
Okay.
Mrs. Brown? Yes. Mr. Cahill?
Yes.
And Dr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin? Mr. Murphy? Mr. Biscotti? Mr. Rizzoli?
Yes.
President Sohar?
Yes.
8 yes.